I must not love my kids because I was mad at the motherfucker too. I said, hold on now. Because we can take the baby to the doctor without the mama. But then I thought about who the mama is. And I said, oh, you may be right. The last time you tried to take that baby, shit got ugly. I see where you're going with this, partner. So I am here, like y'all said, not to get in the way. I'm here to support my child. But if somebody, you got to imagine, he came home and saw another man saying, she dropped the baby on the floor and let the baby hit his head and left him on the floor. Come on now, you want your kid to be like that? Have some sympathy for the kids and stop worrying about these bitches. Stop. He told me I don't have sympathy for grown people. I only have sympathy for children. I said, oh, one of them old niggas told you a lot in jail. One of them old niggas was preaching to my baby in jail, honey, because I would have came home and called the CPS and told him to do it. But he said, no, I'm going to walk my own child through this process. I'm going to walk my own child through this process, even if it costs me my freedom. I said, well, go on ahead, dog, because I'm not playing with mine. I'm not playing with my freedom. And you can best believe if your daddy had one of my kids squirming in his arms, you goddamn right. I would stop, drop, and roll for that one kid that needs some help. You goddamn right. So do you, son, and I'm here to support you, whatever you need. And I got that DNA because somebody handed it to me. I don't know who handed it to me yesterday, but somebody handed me some DNA. I ain't gonna say who handed it to me, but somebody did. And I don't do it, but somebody did. Okay? And I'm gonna find out. And I think even if it ain't yours and you find that you have a heart and you need to help him, that's on you. But I wouldn't be trying to go to jail for nobody that ain't mine. I wouldn't be risking my life for nobody that ain't mine. But if you find out that that's your baby, you do what you do, and I'm here to support you. Okay? I ain't gonna get beat up or go to jail with you, but I will support you.
Or that you weren't in a rush to see Chrisean Jr., but I got a call from Chrisean today that said you went over there to go see the kid.
The kid?
And she said
the baby.
And she said you showed up with all these cameras and wanted to turn it into a show thing.
As soon as she said no cameras, I said no problem. I've always said she could always call me if she needs something or whatever the case may be. So that was my way of showing them that I will pull up for him, now, 9, whenever she's ready. You know what I'm saying? And I've sent her so many messages on Instagram. Mm-hmm. I sent her doctors, what can we do? I'll help pay for it. But in regards to him, like when I saw that, people don't realize I took a whole day and just sat in my car. Mm-hmm. I sat in the car for a whole day just researching, looking it up, Jump right into mommy mode. Yes, that flipped me out and I wasn't ready. Don't ever tag me. I'm not seeing about no baby. I don't give a fuck if I'm 99 years old. Don't tag me in her lives. Don't tag me about no grandbaby, no none of that. That is no longer my grandbaby. I don't want nothing else to do with none of that. Please don't tag me in that. Go check on your baby. Call her. Talk to her. I'm not never trying again. Don't ask me.
But it's like kind of confusing.
Oh my God.
It says the alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus. What does that mean?
What?
It says the alleged father is not excluded as the biological father of the fetus.
Oh, that mean you're the father. Babe, that's mean you're the father.
Is not excluded.
You the father, nigga.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yes, you be a kid. You a weird ass nigga. What? You wanted to? You wanted to be a?
I'm saying,
so
are you sure?
Weird.
You didn't even read the paper.
You call me dumb, but you the slow one.
Says the alleged father is not. Why they write it like this though? They could have just been more player.
Yeah, but they. Are you confident? Cause you still don't understand.
I think I get it. Not excluded.
You like, I don't jump the gate because you can't jump my gate, babe. It got horns on it. Those motherfuckers is very curious of why Karlissa's at the front door.
Is that a ring?
Should we? Hey, y'all comment. Should I let the bitch in or what? Cause look, is she gonna meet Junior? No cameras, right?
No cameras. Yeah, real shit. You want to meet your grandson for the cameras or for your grandson? Right.
Get that.
Right.
It's not all about gifts. Karlissa will get gifts. I just don't do the back and forth gimmick shit. Like, why you thought screwing me over for the internet thinking I was going, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the point of bashing me? On God. Like, okay, Blue won't be a father, but we gotta come on a common ground of what?
Everything exploded the second Clarissa admitted she secretly arranged a DNA test for Junior without telling Chrisean. That single decision brought every old rumor, denial, and uncomfortable question back to the surface. Stories people thought were buried suddenly connected in ways no one had noticed before. The questionable test results shared online, the constant arguments, Ronnie's repeated concerns, and Blue's long-standing doubts all began to fit together. When the real test result appeared, it didn't line up with what Chrisean had been saying since she first announced her pregnancy. From that moment on, the situation never slowed down. As soon as Clarissa confirmed she'd gotten a DNA sample from Junior, the mood shifted. This was the exact outcome Chrisean had been avoiding for over a year. During that time, she had posted what looked like an official DNA result online, hoping it would silence critics. But many people never fully trusted it. Whispers spread that something about the test felt staged, especially after claims surfaced that the Zeus network needed Blue to be named the father to keep their storyline alive. According to those rumors, the result had more to do with money and views than real science. Those suspicions grew stronger whenever fans watched how Chrisean reacted to talk of a proper DNA test. She often brushed it off, joked about it, or became defensive when pressed. That behavior only raised more questions. Then Clarissa stepped in quietly, made her move, and forced everyone to revisit the warnings and arguments people had ignored earlier. Suddenly, Blue's early doubts didn't seem so random anymore. The entire situation looked confusing from the start, and now people were finally questioning why. Once Clarissa began the testing process, it was clear this wasn't just about naming a father, it was about uncovering what had been hidden behind shifting stories and half-answers. As people dug deeper, they noticed this pattern wasn't new. The truth had been bent more than once to fit whatever version of the story worked best at the time. Blue had questioned everything from the beginning, even though many didn't take him seriously back then. When Chrisean announced she was pregnant, he didn't celebrate or play along. Instead, he went online and said the child wasn't his, insisting on a DNA test before accepting any responsibility. People criticized him heavily for that, calling him heartless and absent. Still, his claims didn't come out of nowhere. He openly said Chrisean had been seeing several men around the same time. That statement caused backlash, but he kept repeating that he wouldn't claim a child without proof. The situation escalated when he offered her a large amount of money to end the pregnancy. To many, it sounded cruel, but from his point of view, it was an attempt to avoid being tied to something he believed wasn't his. Even after Junior was born, Blue kept his distance. He would appear briefly, hold the baby on camera, then return to expressing doubt. After his release from prison, he tried to act more involved, but it didn't last. He soon returned to asking for another test and refused to fully accept the role of a father. At first, people saw this as cold behavior. Once Clarissa revealed her own test, though, opinions started to change. Some began to think Blue might have noticed red flags long before anyone else wanted to admit they were there. Clarissa made it clear she was done waiting. She went live and said someone had quietly given her a DNA sample from Junior. Without wasting time, she ordered a grandparent DNA test. Holding the kid on camera, she explained that this was the only way to end the chaos that had followed Blue and Chrisean for nearly 2 years. She never revealed who provided the sample, but her tone suggested it was someone close who wanted answers without triggering another public meltdown. She insisted her goal wasn't attention or drama. According to her, she wanted peace and clarity after watching Blue spiral through arguments, stress, and doubt for so long. She felt the only solution was to remove emotions from the process and let science speak. As she talked, she seemed confident the result would not support the version of events Chrisean had shared online. Things grew even more shocking when Blue's father, Jonathan, appeared on a live stream attempting to swab Junior's mouth while Chrisean was nearby. He did it so casually that viewers didn't know how to react. The clip spread fast and added another layer to the confusion. It showed this wasn't just Blue pushing for answers anymore. Members of the family were taking steps on their own, even if it meant acting quietly or without Chrisean's consent. Before Clarissa ever stepped in, Ronnie had already been searching for the truth. At first, he tried to handle it privately. As time passed and things stopped making sense, he became more vocal. He asked Chrisean for a DNA test several times, and each time she shut him down. Ronnie kept saying that a test would clear everything. If Junior was his child, he deserved to know. If not, the truth should still come out. He never trusted the Zeus paternity episode. Later, he claimed someone told him the test shown on TV wasn't real and that the outcome had been altered. After hearing that, he confronted Chrisean directly. Old clips still circulate online, showing him trying to stay calm while demanding honest answers. Then the story took a disturbing turn. Just days after calling out the test and pushing for another one, Ronnie was found dead outside his home. Authorities ruled it a homicide. The timing shocked people. He had gone from asking questions to losing his life during the biggest conflict he'd ever faced. His death shook the internet, not only because of his age, but because he never got the closure he was seeking. That's why, when Clarissa announced her DNA test, Ronnie's name immediately resurfaced. Many felt he had been warning everyone all along. What once looked like messy online drama began to resemble a series of ignored signs that should have been taken seriously from the very start. After Ronnie passed away, Chrisean tried to silence the noise by sharing a DNA report from 2023 that said Blue was Junior's father. At first, it looked convincing. It had an official logo, a case number, and clean formatting. So many people accepted it without question. For a short time, it worked. But once the pressure returned and people started digging again, that document came under close review and it didn't hold up. Fans kept tagging Steve Wilkos, asking him to check whether the paperwork was real. He reached out to the lab listed on the report, and within minutes, the story fell apart. The names didn't line up. The dates were wrong. The case number belonged to an entirely different year. Most damaging of all, the hospital had no record of Chrisean, Blue, or any test connected to them. Every detail pointed to the same outcome. The document wasn't authentic. A recording of that phone call began circulating online, and people were shocked by how fast everything unraveled. The lab confirmed the case number existed, but it had nothing to do with Chrisean's situation. That single fact confirmed what many had suspected for a long time. It appeared she had used a real but unrelated case number to make the result look real. Once that audio spread, public opinion shifted quickly. Many felt she had been shaping the truth for years, sharing a polished story while blocking or shutting down anyone who questioned her. That fake test became a breaking point. It wasn't just about one false document anymore. To many viewers, it showed that the entire story around Junior's paternity might have been built on lies. And with Clarissa now moving forward with her own DNA test, the pressure on Chrisean reached a level she couldn't escape. As soon as Clarissa's test became public knowledge, Chrisean lost control. She went live and made threats, saying she would physically confront Clarissa if they met again. Their bond had always been unstable, but this reaction felt different. It didn't come across as simple anger. It looked like fear. She accused Clarissa of acting out of jealousy, claiming she couldn't stand seeing her move on, find a new partner, and live a better life. But viewers noticed the argument didn't fit the situation. Clarissa wasn't focused on relationships, she was focused on finding out who Junior's father really was. Chrisean then turned her attention to Blue's family. She claimed they saw her and Junior as money opportunities rather than people. She said they cared more about profit than the baby or the truth. At one point, she suggested that Junior's condition was being used to push hidden motives. Her rant jumped from topic to topic. She talked about living in an expensive area in Baltimore, helping others financially, and said everyone around her was jealous. Instead of calming things down, her behavior raised even more doubts. Many viewers noticed how quickly she moved away from the DNA issue and into bragging, blaming, and attacking others. It felt like an attempt to bury the main question under unrelated drama. Online comments poured in, calling the situation tiring and saying the truth could have been solved long ago. People kept asking the same thing. Why avoid the one test that could end everything? By the end of the live, the focus wasn't even on her threats. People were talking about how uneasy she seemed whenever Ronnie's name came up. With Clarissa's results still pending, many agreed on one thing. Whatever Chrisean had been hiding was close to coming out, and she knew it. After the fake test was exposed, the conversation shifted in a serious direction. People began questioning why she spent so much time avoiding a real answer. It stopped being only about Blue's doubts and became about the entire story surrounding Junior's birth. Old videos, arguments, and emotional outbursts were replayed, and patterns became clear. Viewers pointed out that she often reacted with anger when asked for proof. Others noticed how often her story changed depending on who she was speaking to. At times, Blue was clearly named as the father. Other times, no one had the right to question her. Then suddenly, the 2023 test appeared as if it settled everything. That constant flip-flopping made people wonder if the truth was something she couldn't accept publicly. One question stood out. If Blue wasn't the father, why push the story this far? Why risk fake documents, public fights, and non-stop criticism? The idea that Ronnie might be the real father no longer sounded impossible, especially considering how hard he pushed for answers while he was alive. Compared to everyone else, he seemed the most determined to get the truth. As people connected the dots, the situation stopped feeling like random internet drama. It felt like years of warnings that went ignored. Now, with a real DNA test on the way, one that didn't involve TV shows or questionable paperwork, many believed the truth was about to surface. At this stage, the story is bigger than paternity alone. It's about how one DNA test exposed lies, triggered threats, and pulled families into chaos. Chrisean's efforts to control the story, Blue's doubts, Ronnie's unanswered questions, and Clarissa's push for clarity all collided in a way that kept the public watching closely. The question still hangs in the air. Is Junior really Blue's son, or was Ronnie right all along? The answer may change how everyone sees this situation. And as the real results approach, one thing is certain. This story is far from over, and the truth is closer than it has ever been.